So we're back with more Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. For those watching the VOD, this should be the last section of this.
We hope.
We do hope. The thing about it too is that I don't always know how I end up splicing the VODs together because it all depends on whatever YouTube allows me for, like, you know, the times. Because I think they have like a 14-hour or 12-hour like limit for each thing. I guess these are just in the pool now. Okay. I don't think I necessarily need anything. What's up?
The VOD viewers are going to be very confused when halfway through there's suddenly a cat girl.
Oh yeah, no, I already made a joke about that when you first came on. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things where, at least, like, especially for the GameCube challenge, it really only makes sense to do the VODs in that way because people want to see the games. Like, that's usually what it is, right? So it makes sense to just, like, have it focused on the game only, and that's the usual stick. The only exceptions I make is if, like, I tie something, like, that requires more context prior to it. Like when I got the winter outfit, right? And I gave the context for that before I played the game. Okay, so... Hey, Amzray. Oh, that Cobra's just there now. Okay. It's weird that there's, like, different stuff that spawns now in this area that's been here for most of the game. That's very interesting to me.
I wouldn't be shocked if it's just a different map entirely, internally, for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, it also reminds me, and I don't know how I managed to even remember this, to be quite honest, but the game did said that I got a thing, and that the people at the museum would be interested in it. So that might be a thing we'll have to do, or it might be a way to get a free heart container. So it's probably worth going out of my way for. It happens, Bay Dog. It happens. It kind of looks like there's already gems in these ones, so I guess I gotta look for the ones that don't have any. Do you have one? Okay, yeah, you don't have one.
With stuff like this, I often feel I wouldn't be surprised if they just made entirely different maps for later in the game, even though it's the same place. You often see this in games, and it results in strange inconsistencies because things were changed during development, and then they only changed it in one version of the map.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you see weird stuff like that in Deus Ex, for example, because every time you revisit an area, it's a new map.
That's true. Which is why you can always get more stuff there. Okay, so the invitation thing. Yeah, that's probably related to the exact thing I mentioned. Wouldn't surprise me. Or we just get it from the remaining things here. If there are remaining things. Hold on. It looks like we did all the other ones, but we do still have like 2 more stones. Let's talk to him again.
Oh.
Cannot see the Pharaoh without an invitation. Yeah?
Sphinx is a boy. I think he's supposed to have 2 stones.
Maybe so. This game has a very weird, like, control scheme. Like I don't think I've mentioned it, but, like, to get to this menu, you have to press the C button. It's so strange.
So you have to open your party chat feature on your Switch too.
Yeah. Yeah, we have 2 of these. Unless it's just bugged or something, and like they didn't update the models correctly or something. Let me check the colors just to see. No, there's no like purple or anything I see here.
The one in the far.
That one's okay. Yeah, we can use this one. Okay. That's
Great,
certainly certainly a dog.
we saved this woman and immediately we're given a side quest. Great.
Yeah, and I'm not even convinced it's a side quest. Because as we know, so many things in this game are not optional. What I'm confused by is I don't have any prompt. Like, am I just trying to lead it? Oh, that's right. That mechanic.
It was definitely chasing him.
Well, that's because I'm moving it.
Oh.
That is ridiculous. But yeah, no,
You've captured a monster. Chihuahua.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not his breed at all.
No. But yeah, no, you can control that with the C stick once you unleash it. It was something that took me a while to even. It is. It's something that I just accidentally discovered like halfway through the game because they might explain it one time, but it's easy to forget.
Right.
More. Okay.
Like that is not even remotely a chihuahua.
Nope. It's also possible this is how we get our invitation.
Right. Like that's like a terrier, right?
Yeah, that's much closer to that.
Like that Sega game, Space Terrier.
Yeah, that one. I mean, at least this is easy to do when you just use this.
At least they all seem to be in here.
Yeah.
I can imagine a world in which they don't tell you where the dogs are and they're like in strange corners of the game.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that'd be a nightmare. I can appreciate the humor of using the capture system with this, though. Hey, Ether Prime. Oh. We're just going right into it, huh?
Oh.
I genuinely was not expecting that. But
what
okay.
the hell?
This
isn't even...
It is so obvious that they ran out of money. Like, we have reached the point. Like, if we didn't already, this is the point where they're like, we have no ideas, ship it, we're out of money.
Yeah, we're 2/3 through a dog side quest that we apparently have to do. And suddenly mummy section. What the hell?
The game has really been excellent about just jump scaring you with mummy sections. At least they always let you save at the beginning. So, like, there is that. Okay, this is here for some reason. What if I do steal your soul, and that's the whole bit? So, I can only assume that I need to do a whole puzzle and a whole spiel to get a cage key. But we'll see.
Almost certainly.
I'll just take a quick look around the room at the very least and see if anything.
Blue thing?
Blue thing?
No, I must have been seeing things. It was the skull at a certain
yeah, understandable.
spot on the screen.
Yeah.
The key is over there.
Oh yeah, it is. I'm gonna save anyway. Because the game could be like, oh, it locked behind you. You have to do 20 minutes of shit. Okay, it's being normal.
Not normal for Sphinx.
True enough.
You tripped over a blue skull.
Okay. Bit of a strange thing going on here because it's so different from the normal structure.
Yeah. Well, at least somebody else is solving the puzzles for once.
Yeah, I'm just watching. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that makes sense. I had like the best thought though. What if it was like, instead of that guy solving the puzzle for us, he just kept walking around pressing the buttons over and over again until the game like made us time it with his button press and didn't tell us anything.
Oh. Yeah. Like what if he was solving part of a puzzle and just kept on doing it and we had to figure it out?
Be amazing. It's too risky for us to stay together. Good luck. What was the point of this whole section? Like, it didn't take much time, but why even bother?
It was to get you emotionally attached to this little man.
I guess. I mean, a lot of things just have completely, like, gone off the rails and make no sense because it's so obvious that they had no time to finish this game. So it's just completely non sequitur at this point. So they might have had some idea or something with that character and they just had no time to implement it.
Yeah, maybe he was supposed to have a bigger role.
I recognize this type of gimmick.
Yeah, maybe he'll show up and throw us a rocket launcher during the tyrant fight at the end.
Amazing. Rocket launcher. Alright, so we're electrified. It doesn't last too long this time. And,
can you imagine if they put out a new Metal Slug, but the announcer, when you pick up a rocket launcher, instead went RPG?
I don't know if I would like that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It would freak a lot of people out.
It would. Speaking of being freaked out, I would like to know where the electricity goes, because they just give it to you and they just tell you, okay, go blind. It's right there. Okay. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of stuff we have to do first before we can even do this part. So they're a little premature on the electricity. So yeah, there's going to be a way for us to raise these up. And there's like some weird like purple portal force field thing over there.
Yeah.
There's these things, which I assume once we like power the middle, they're probably going to all like rotate and move and stuff. And you got to jump on and get up to these other areas.
Oh, you see, I can explain one thing. The purple down there is a fog gate. You go through it and you'll be able to fight like Ornstein and Smo.
Oh, okay. That sounds a lot more exciting. Okay. Time limit? Time limit.
Yep.
Okay. So it seems pretty straightforward. There is a ladder here and everything, so... The trick is that you have to do it all, ahead of time. Now, the real question will be, how tight is the timing?
I think you're asking this.
It's got to be pretty close because, you don't get a lot of time to even be electrified.
At least the things don't go gradually down into the water.
Yeah, and that wasn't too bad. So that's done. They're probably going to make us do it more than once since nothing happens. Yeah, more than once.
Oh, man.
It's expected at this point. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like well past being like perturbed by this because this is just like so expected from this game.
Yeah, if there's anything Sphinx does, it makes you do things more than once and more than twice.
Yeah. And I guess there's just going to be different sources for electricity, potentially, because I'm just thinking like, okay, how else would I get over to these other areas?
There's no way.
Yeah, I don't see any possibility. And
So I'm
especially
guessing
since
there's
none
going to
of
be a
these
way
were
on
moving.
each side.
Yeah, it's got to be that. Okay, we got fire. Interesting. And then, I guess if we went through there at all with the fire, we just immediately lose it.
Yeah, I mean, there is a thing over there.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like a silly collectible. That's what these always are.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to use the fire in any meaningful way in here. It's going to be in the hallway somewhere.
It's probably... It's not necessarily the case, but if I were to guess, it's probably the game wanting you to do things in a certain order. So they might, like, give you the option of choice, like the illusion of choice, but it may not actually be that. Like, you might actually have to do things in a certain way. We got all this here.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. That implies, like, that you would want to cross over here, but you would want to remove these. And, I'll double check this just to see, like, is there a way for us to get... No, can't get electrocuted off of this.
Check if pulling that thing raises the other ones or not.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, it's a good idea. Let's look.
It does not.
No.
I assumed as much, but it's good to be sure.
Oh, yeah. It looks like this is
looks
gonna...
raisable.
Yeah, it's gonna raise up. I guess I'll just check out more of what was over here.
Yeah, it seems like that's probably what they want us to do.
There's like levers down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
It's another one
we're
of these.
rearranging these.
It's the same puzzle we've seen several times already. There's 3 of them I see.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I see what we're doing. Yep. Essentially, you just want to make a path that you can stay to the whole way. How good the hitboxes will be, it's a whole other matter. But, just a consistent path we can create. Can we make one through the bottom? Probably not. Maybe. I'm trying to see if there's any way we can change, like, what it selects in the first place. I'm trying to see if, like, any of this is even changing.
I think it's cycling. I think each lever controls a specific set of water spouts, and it cycles through each possible option.
Yep.
That's exactly what's going on.
That's what's going on. So the question then would be, does it matter which one I choose? I guess mainly it might matter a bit depending on where I can land on the ladder in the first place, maybe.
Yeah.
You can kind of just land on it anywhere, it looks like. Let me see. Yeah, they're not like... Yeah, so like you would probably... It'd probably be easier to do the one at the bottom, in general. Makes the most sense to me. And then I guess we're just bringing it simply up the ladder, through there, and burning that.
Yeah.
Well, unless there's like an extra evil step to this, as far as Sphinx puzzles go, this is more straightforward than I was expecting.
I can't help but feel like if they had just made a puzzle platformer with the cursed mummy, they would have a better game on their hands.
Very likely, yeah. I still think that toward the end of this game, the Sphinx sections are by far the worst. Right, that looks pretty good. I guess the only thing we haven't really tested is just, like, the wonky hitboxes that could exist for this, so it might be, like, deceptive, but we'll see.
Yeah, just get as far down on the ladder as you reasonably can, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Ah.
It has a bit of an arbitrary limit on how far you can go down the ladder.
I don't mind the limit. I mind the fact that it makes you fall if you go past it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it shouldn't do that. Okay. Less bad than I was expecting with that.
Yeah, and you have time.
Yeah, good stuff.
Unlike that camera.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a rough camera, but I'm pretty used to this type of camera in these games, unfortunately, because I've probably seen this exact type of camera, like, in at least 6 different games so far.
Yeah.
They've unfortunately, like, had really bad object-based cameras like this in a lot of these games.
It makes people realize, wait, the cameras in Sonic Adventure weren't actually bad.
Right. Okay. So, but there's all the water.
Yeah, we've got the platform raised over there. We've got these. Maybe if we turn that again.
How many games do I have to go? A lot. It's still like
This
early.
is 58 out of 641.
Yeah. There's a lot left. Of course, some games are short. Like, some games are like 4 hours long. Some are like, on average, a lot of GameCube games are 8. They're like 8 hours long, I've noticed. But you do get behemoths. Yeah.
I think you can get the electricity on the one that you have raised right now. Because you've got the pathway across from the place, and you've got the raised platforms.
Yeah, I think you're right. Just mapping this out. So we got that one. And yeah, that looks like that'll all work. Yep.
Tracking keeps freezing.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes that happens. Wouldn't surprise me if the timing on this is a little tight. Just as you definitely do not keep this as long as you do in other times.
Right. Like, we had plenty of time on the other one, but I think that was deceptive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. It wasn't super tight, but I get the feeling that when we have to do this the third time, it's going to be tight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some games for the challenge are really short, and others are unexpectedly super, super long. Like this one. I did know that this game was going to be on the longer side, but it still kind of exceeded expectations.
Asterisk.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we did that. Still nothing has changed with this situation, so...
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything happened.
So it's really a case of, okay, now what?
What's over? Oh.
Okay, so what is this? Because I've never seen this in the game. This is like a new thing. I'm genuinely surprised it even let me pass through it. You really do just have to call this game bluff at every moment. Good lord.
Just a sec. Could you, turn the thing again so the other raised platforms are up, just to save us some time later?
Oh, yeah, sure. Good idea. Because, like, genuinely, like, I've played a lot of video games. When I see something like that, I wouldn't normally even try. You know, I'd be like, oh, that's a barrier.
Yeah, it looks like one.
It really does.
My guess is it probably clears every status you try to put through it.
Mm-hmm. That's my guess, too. Yeah, that's a thing for the museum people. Oh, okay. Sure. Everything's kind of just closed off. We got this thing. Okay.
It's a button for birds.
Yeah, that's what it is. Bird button. You got limited time as well.
God, and we're going into a friggin' Unreal level here.
Yeah, really has that energy to it. I think this is one of these times where the game's camera is potentially deceiving me. Because I'm like, well, this is a big room. What's in here? I don't know. I don't see anything.
Yeah. I'm out.
Ridiculous. Okay. Oh, up there. Yeah. Yeah, that was impossible to see. Okay. It's expected. Yeah, very expected.
It is, but you know.
Still ridiculous.
I'm allowed to be exasperated.
You are. I'm just very mentally checked out on this game at this point where I'm like, oh yeah, it does that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so looks like we just gotta like step on this and stand still. There we go. Okay. It seemed to save what we did there, so that's good. Oh, darn. Camera perspective problems. If nothing else, playing games like these makes you very, very grateful of the games that don't do this type of stuff.
Yeah, any game with a half-decent camera suddenly goes up a few points.
Yep.
It makes you appreciate how usually Super Mario 64 has a good camera.
It's true.
I have to say usually because people give that camera too much credit.
They do.
They think it's the best camera in a 3D game ever or something.
1 of 3. Okay. I assume there's just like, they want us to be the bat multiple times over, go different routes, push a button in each room. Let's see. Yep, there's different like paths here, so let's just scout it out ahead of time and look to see where it is. So there's one up there. They really make it almost impossible for you to even just look ahead of time. This is absurd.
Yeah.
They won't let me, but I see it. It's up there. And then I'll probably open up whatever's past this, and then up there. Okay, so they seem to be using the same structure of like, it's up on that thing. So they sort of signpost it once you know what the first one looks like. And then over here, it's sort of the same deal. Yeah, it's very similar in structure here. But yeah, no, based off of my research and just generalized game development knowledge, it's a very good thing that these types of games are not made very often. Oh, they have to flap, right? I actually kind of wasted the time there. Okay. Because yeah, this like Zelda type of game or whatever is like, they're usually too expensive to make, so people are less incentivized to even try in the first place.
Good grief.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these freaking whiz-pig statues or whatever.
Yeah, this game has an unfortunate aesthetic. I don't much care for how it looks.
Really? You're not a huge fan of this aesthetic?
No. Hey, Jackie Wags. Yeah, I'm looking forward to just, with GameCube, just playing literally anything else.
Yep.
I wouldn't necessarily just immediately go to dessert and treat myself with like a god game that's on the GameCube, but I'm definitely going to try and pick something that's at least the next few games that are a little more palpable.
Yeah. It just has to not be Sphinx.
Yeah, that would help a lot. And, much like everything in the game, that section is what we call padding. You know exactly what to do and how to accomplish it. It's just they got to make sure that it takes a while. I'm getting lost. Mini maps would have been really cool. There we go. I think it's up here. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah?
I don't know why this is here. I think it's another part of the game being unfinished, and they had an idea and they just left it there. Because here's the thing.
I still bet that it clears all status.
Well, here's the thing that I don't think that you noticed. This all closed So there's like a gate here. So what happens?
I did notice.
What happens when you go over here is this
Yeah,
closes.
Yep.
And so you wouldn't even be able to get over here anyway. So, like, why is this here?
Maybe it's... Well, the thing is, maybe it's to prevent you from bringing something like fire or electricity in.
Oh,
Maybe
you think
if you
so?
are electrified or burned, when you get turned into a bird, it crashes the game.
Okay, you know what? Fair point. Because it's so strange that's there in the first place that it has to be something really weird like that. If it were me, though, like, all that is completely fair, right? Like, I get what you're putting down. But here's
Right.
what I think is, if that was what it did, I probably wouldn't even been bothered with any visual for the player. I would have just, like, made that invisible.
Yep.
That would be better, because that way it won't confuse the player.
But Masumi, won't the player be slightly confused for 5 seconds when they notice their fire goes out when they go through that door?
Yeah, totally. Okay, yeah, it's doing exactly what I thought it would do. Now,
You know,
I don't know what's up on these areas, but I guess we'll find
Masumi,
out.
I just really want to know.
What's up?
Let's get electrocuted and go through the purple.
Okay. All right, we're going up there anyway, so yeah, let's find out. I mean, it's also very possible we have to be electrocuted multiple times anyway, so what's one more? Because
Yeah,
they're probably going to make us do it on those things up there as well.
probably. I called it.
Of course, yeah. And yes, you're right, Super, if you just left like a pool of water, because that's the thing is, in almost every other part of the game, that's literally what they would do. Is just put a pool of water there.
Yeah. But maybe the programmer fixing the bugs here for situations like this was not the same guy who designed it in the first place.
Ah. Okay, so I see there's like a path here. I can't really see things. Okay, we can't drop from there. Okay.
Yeah, I think those might be decorative. It doesn't look like there's anything on them.
I'm a little surprised that there's still not, like, a thing that I have to use.
Oh, we got our mummy certificate.
We did. Yeah, that's the thing we need for the temple.
But
They gave up.
yeah, but the mummy and Sphinx are entirely different people. What?
But whatever the mummy gets, Sphinx gets. Now, did the mummy know about that invitation? Hell no. There was no communication or anything given about any of that and what was needed, and also knowing that it was in there.
And why does Sphinx get what the mummy has?
Because there's like that weird Scrimblow looking thing that keeps randomly showing up that does that. That guy, right? So he like transfers the items between us. But here's the thing that still doesn't explain any of this. It's just that's their attempt at an explanation.
It makes no sense at all.
And yeah, the mummy doesn't know what's going on. Like, well, that's the thing about this whole game that makes this whole game like extremely not done. Is that like this has been going on the entire game, and like Sphinx, like as far as I can tell, has no clue what's happening at most points in the game. And like the mummy certainly has almost no clue of what's going on. So like it's just all these layers of like they're just kind of accidentally like falling into circumstances that allow them to progress. Like none of this is really intentional. Yeah. It's really interesting. I like how like the dogs just stay in this one spot now, you know, despite the fact that...
Yeah, and the master's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, that works. Yeah, so we still had another one of these gems, right? Somewhere. I believe we still had a spare.
Maybe it's past the invitation room.
It's very possible. And you know what's something we haven't done in almost an hour?
Saved?
That's right. The game almost tricked me. I'm having a type
That's also
of...
true.
I'm having a type of fun, Super. I'm very much at the point, since I know that it's almost a guarantee that this is my last stream of this game. I'm very much at a point of just recapping everything of the absolute absurdity of this game's existence. And taking some kind of amusement and fun out of just how ridiculous this game's whole, like, highly unfinished design is, and like just looking at this area, how absolutely massive this area is, and how there's like 5 things in it.
Yep.
like this is the kind of game it is, and it's really interesting. It's terrible to play through, but in concept it's very interesting that they like actually released this, because this is very much a game that should not have been released. So it's a bit of an oddity.
Well, you know, publishers decide when the game comes out.
It's true. It still happens today. Like this isn't like as novel when you look at modern games that release now. There's like a lot of games that release now that are just like super not done, and will even be marketed as such, like the early access, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, some games, as we know, just stay in early access forever and don't finish. They just stay in a purgatory. It looks like, yeah, there's nothing to do on these ends, so it's probably just in the room, and we put the crystal in.
The final mummy.
Now, the question is... should I go back to Heliopolis and turn those gems in? Will I get something that'll be helpful? Should I even bother? Because the game might give me something that could be helpful, like a heart container, but it's also like... that's also like probably 10 minutes. Or like 6 minutes that it'll take for me to do that. So... that is the one concern.
I don't know. Part of me feels like you're going to get like a boss fight or something, and then you're going to get sent to Heliopolis anyway.
It's very possible, yeah.
Because this guy looks like a boss fight.
Mm-hmm. It's got that kind of energy to it with the room as well. And we do know there's like 2 or 3 more bosses in the game, so...
yeah.
Thankfully, the long play did like have chapter markers for everything, so I just kind of like quickly glanced at it, and it's kind of how I knew.
Oh. Vroom, vroom.
Okay.
What?
All right.
Sphinx reaction was on point there.
Yeah, but he also like didn't react. Do you know what I mean? Like he didn't actually start chasing him.
Yeah.
So.
But Sphinx was still like, what the F, man?
Yeah. So Super, I already looked. There are no retro achievements for Sphinx on either platform. And there really shouldn't be. Because I mean, there would already be achievements for the modern re-releases, right? That's typically how that goes.
Sure, but the achievements probably don't include things like captured 9 of every single possible creature.
It's true.
And the retro achievements definitely would.
It would.
Anubis tried to take the crown, but he failed, and he was struck down to the ground.
It's only the best of dialogue. Okay.
The dithering on this.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Oh, this is one of the boss fights that you clip into on the speedrun.
Oh.
That's a camera choice. Okay, so what you doing? Okie doke. Now, when can I damage you? Command grab, very good.
Ooh.
Good sounds.
He has a nails on chalkboard attack.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so you just like, yeah, keep tracking me. Yep.
Yeah, there's ads.
Uh-huh. So, how do I damage
It's really
you?
hard to tell.
How do I
Like,
damage
are
this
you
guy?
damaging them? We don't know.
I would assume there'd be some kind of a feedback, like a flash or a red or...
Yeah, but you hear thump, thump, thump.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, okay.
so
Any
those
ideas?
things kind of explode a little when they die.
Mm-hmm.
Also, are those rocks for anything?
Well, I can certainly interact with them.
You can pick them up, so they must be for something.
You've got to be kidding me. What a stupid game. Joke video game. I think he's knocking those rocks down too when he does like that big stompy attack.
That makes sense.
Because I think I saw some stactolites or something that like came down.
Galactites?
Yes, yes, that word. I think the rock also breaks if you miss, which, yeah, typical.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So, how's the weather?
It's pretty hot today, actually. It's like, I think it's like 25 or 26 degrees Celsius outside.
Yeah. It's raining outside over here.
Oh, yeah, we had a lot of rain as well.
I wouldn't mind if it always rained, honestly. That's just the kind of person I am.
Understandable. Rain can be pretty cool.
It's relaxing.
Yeah, he's definitely making those appear.
Yep.
It just takes a while.
Yeah, no, they clearly ran out of ideas.
Oh, yeah, big time. That's it?
Oh,
Goodness.
good job.
I mean, I'll take an easy fight once you know what to do. After that last boss. A little embarrassing, to be honest. Like how I defeated you.
Yeah.
A little embarrassing. Oh, a rock. Oh. A pebble. That was fucking pathetic. Oh, man. That's one of the sadder
You gotta feel
boss
bad
fights.
for the guy.
That's one of the sadder boss fights I've seen in a game in quite some time.
It's not his fault that he was designed like that.
I know. It's so unfortunate. It's relieving, though, that, like, the boss fight was not even remotely on the tier of the last one.
Yeah. That was unthinkable how
Uh-huh.
easy that was.
Hell yeah. More hearts. It would be nice to get that other one, though, just so I get the one extra. But if they're all going to be this easy, maybe it won't matter. That was a crown, not a bottle. Yeah, it's almost like some of the bottles in this game are not quite there.
It could be both. It could be a bottle of, like, Crown vodka.
Yeah, maybe. So I guess this time we're just going to a mummy segment, like, immediately.
For no particular reason, too.
Yeah, these guys just showed up because of the other guy, I guess.
Mummy's just like, huh?
Pretty much.
He's being told that he's the true hero and stuff, and he's just like, what? Yeah, I don't think Mummy ever actually knows what's going on. He's just...
Yeah, he's just around. Oh, it's so convenient. They just found one of these in one of the castle rooms. Sphinx didn't even have to find this one. So I guess that's maybe the only reason that character exists, at least in this form, for how they did it in the game, is like that guy was just there in the cell for some reason, and then he left because we freed him with the key, and then he came back to these guys. It's like, yo, there's some weird mummy thing, and they're like, what? Oh, we found this like weird vase thing. Let's just try it on the mummy and see what happens, dude. It'll be really funny.
Yeah.
Well, at least we don't have to figure out how to get to the mummy segment. So this is if I remember from what the long play chapters indicated, this should be the last mummy segment.
I'd imagine so, but like the last mummy segment was surprisingly easy, so I'm worried.
Yeah, understandable. Well, it's good they have a save point here. Okay. So what are we doing here? Okay, so this is the area we can't go back to. So that's the dead end. You can't save anymore. No.
That's very funny and so extra.
It's also a bit cruel if you didn't do it, because that would mean you have to fight the boss again if you, for whatever reason, something happened here, right?
Yep.
Okay. Water. Crates that you wouldn't be able to interact with, I assume. Stuff we need to burn. Essentially, all of this looks like this needs to be lowered so that we can get up here for some reason. And there's like some lava shit going on in that room. And everything down here's got water. Lots of rooms. Okay, well, I guess I'll go over here first since this is like... maybe something. No, I guess it isn't. There's like nothing we can do here. There's a weird face thing with the door that keeps rapidly doing that, which I guess is going to make us like flattened in paper form.
Likely.
I see a shock thing we got to activate. There's a bridge that we need to activate. Okay. And thanks, Mixie Black Sand. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's already been like an hour, and we did beat a boss. We did do a whole mummy segment. And we did a silly side quest that led up to that mummy segment, so... we're getting somewhere. I guess we just drop down. Lever, okay. I was mentioning in it when I had first played this game. That some of the music, I know it's not by him, but some of the music reminds me a little bit of something like Matt Ullman. A little bit like his music. Like he does like, or I don't know if he still does, but he did like a lot of the Warcraft music. And he also did like the Diablo stuff. But yeah, particularly it reminds me a lot of the like stuff from like World of Warcraft, especially in like the early years. It's not like great music in this, it's just that a lot of the instrumentation reminds me of that. Okay. Wait, did it? Why did they... did they turn this off? What? Why'd they do that? Is it like on some unspoken timer?
It must be.
That's rude. Yeah, I'm glad I got in one go. Okay, so what are we doing with this? 'Cause that part I still haven't figured out. Like, it's always, I noticed with this mummy stuff, it's always better to know where you're going before you even bother. Okay. Nothing's connecting the dots yet, but there is that other room we didn't go to, so the answers are probably within that. Okay, that needs a shock. We still haven't found a source for that. I'm gonna assume there's something with this because the water's there on like some kind of a timer. So there's gotta be something going on over here. This isn't even really a jump you could make though. So. Oh, I see. Can barely see that, but I'm still not sure what the point is. Video games. My only... this looks cosmetic is the thing, right? It's possible you could burn this, but, like, maybe it's just there to get in your way and you just have to, like... No. I don't know. That's really strange. See, I'm not even sure what you would accomplish, even if you could get over to the other side. Like, would it let you jump up there, maybe? But I don't know. That doesn't look like anything. Just like it's just part of the geometry. Huh. Well, nothing else makes sense, so I'm gonna assume that if I touch those crates, they're gonna burn or something, and I'll get something I need. Even though they don't even look like they're interactable. Like, I don't think there's ever been a time that's something the game has done, but, you know, this game doesn't operate by logic usually, so it's probably just a random idea they shoved in last minute. Oh, that's right. I have to have this up. Some, like, hidden timer on this thing. Because we don't have enough steps. But, you know, when it comes to solving puzzles in this game, it's always good to keep in mind whatever takes the longest, right? So, like, whatever's the most, like, redundant, boring kind of puzzle you could do, that's probably what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Okay, yep, yeah, that's what it is. Now, I don't know if I'll need the fire anymore.
Well, it's running out anyway. Hmm.
So, yeah, again, I don't know why I'm here. like, obviously that was meant to do something, but I don't have any motivation for being here, so this is the major point of confusion.
Yeah.
And you certainly cannot jump nearly high enough to even get up there, even if that's what the idea is.
Yeah, it doesn't look that way.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, I just didn't see anything up there.
I can only
Like, at all.
assume there's got to be something else we need to do, and then that will make sense. Like, there's probably something that's not there yet, right? That will need to be triggered. So it's probably like,
so.
I would assume that it's something for later, and we need to be looking somewhere else. Because we still don't even have, like, a source of shock, and the game clearly, like, we clearly need it, right? So... maybe there's, like, something around here. I don't think there's anything else in this room, but it doesn't hurt to check. Yeah, it seems pretty straightforward. Just, it's the fire room. So that's whatever. Just looking to see if there might be, like, something in a crevice. But no, that's nothing I'm seeing yet. It can't be too many things because our options are very limited, right? So it's got to be something very nearby that we're interacting with. They might let us walk on this. Let's try. No. Okay. Didn't think so. I had to try. But yeah, in my experience, it's never been the case. But yeah, this game doesn't go by any of its rules. So you just have to try things.
Yeah.
A thought does occur to me. Would I? No. Well, maybe. Do you think that if I was on fire and I went in this, it would give me immunity? And I could go
I doubt
across?
it.
Yeah.
I doubt it, but try it.
They did have that mechanic at the very beginning of this game when you played as Sphinx, and it never came up ever again. So there is a bit of precedence for it, but it was with the other character.
I see.
But Sphinx never had to be like lit on fire or anything. It was just like an item he got. Well, like an imbuement, really. It was very strange. Like, it never came up ever again. It was like the weirdest thing because it was one of the things they opened the game with, like within the first like 10 minutes. Yeah, we don't have a lot of time, so it might not be that. It is. Well, it's a good thing I paid attention to the tutorial because I had to do it literally twice. I don't know if I told you about that, but the game, when I had first played it, gave me the best first impression where I died in the tutorial, and then I had to redo 40 minutes of content because there was no save point for the first, like, hour of the game. Pretty cool. It's part of why I've been very cautious with my saving in this game. I'm a little confused here. I don't think I was touching anything. Okay, it's just very weird about that. Yeah, hostile game design is this game's favorite trick. I guess for crawling?
Yeah, that was my guess. Doesn't even look that high.
Oh. Well, we want that. So. Alright.
Oh boy.
Perspective.
Well, the first jump is the worst.
We don't need to go that way. First jump is indeed the worst. Seems to be almost unlimited for the shock, so at least there's that.
That's what I was thinking too. Well, it's gone because you used it, but...
Yeah. I'm glad we didn't get stuck on that for too long. I'm also glad it's not making us do the laser thing again. What's up with that? That's a little too nice, guys. I would make me do the laser thing each permutation. It's very uncharacteristic. Yeah, so I think that's too soon for that, because we know there's a whole thing we can do here. At least maybe. Well, actually, can we do that? I don't think we can, because I think the water would stop us, right? But this would also just make us turn to paper too, right? Maybe if we time it right.
I think so.
Well, we could just time it right. It's a whole new area here. Looks like we need to turn that fan on. The ladder. Well, this is certainly what we need to do. Man. Does this sink? Looks like, yeah, it does. Okay. Very slowly, but yeah. Is there a reason why the fire shock meter doesn't drain sometimes? No. It's just arbitrary whims of the designers for the puzzle. Sometimes they give you, like, infinite. Yeah. There's not really any logic. At different
points, there's different stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's right down here. Yeah, the whole, like, oh, the things sink isn't really the problem. It's just the perspective. It's a pretty... These are really tight jumps. Good, good, good. So I would need to be paper for this to work because they've done that before a little bit, so it probably wouldn't boost me enough unless I was made of paper. But then they put this here, right? So they got like another barrier, so there's this in the way. Now, I guess I can still try it with no harm, no foul. I could still see what happens, but like in the past, you needed to be paper in order for these fans to go to their full effect. But let's give it a go. Yeah, I'm correct. So this is the problem because we're not gonna reach through the bars. So I'm not really sure what they expect you to do then, because you'll just fall through this and come back down here, right? Yep. That's the whole gimmick with that. There's this, so it's got to be related to this. Okay, so what's all this then? Okay, we got a ladder. Oh, you know what? I bet it is. It's like a time thing. It's gonna be like a time-limited thing where the grate's over the thing, and you gotta rush, turn yourself into the paper. Yep. Drop down the ladder. Yeah, you don't need to slowly climb down the whole thing. It's fine. See, this final mummy segment is the exam.
Yep.
They're trying to use every little trick. Now, I don't know if this paper thing has any meaning anymore. I see how we're supposed to get shocked. Because, you're supposed to jump across, or you're supposed to sidle across this twice, drop down, and then that's how you're supposed to get that done. The rest of these seem inaccessible.
Seems that way.
And they put this in the way. Just straight up a barrier. Nothing you can do about that right now. That doesn't quite wholly answer my questions, though, because I don't have a source of shock.
Can you even be shocked and flattened at the same time?
No. You can only be in one of the states.
We should just proceed along and see what we find.
Yeah, so there's another fan that's not turned on. Obviously, this is going to turn the fan on.
That hallway goes somewhere. So if we can sidle across and see what's past that door.
I'm pretty sure, like, it's possible that this is a different area, but I'm pretty sure this is a place we've been to.
Likely, but
yeah.
I'm just...
So I'm slightly cagey to just drop down here because it would mean we'd have to redo that whole section. But I'm pretty certain we've been to this spot and it connects to the other area with the water. But I also don't see a way to get over there. Like, it's vaguely possible. Maybe I could make the jump. And there's no harm in trying that, because the game will checkpoint me. So I think I'm going to try and see if I can do that jump first. No, it's
not even close.
It's not close enough, no. Yeah. So it will make me do this part again, which is annoying, but... Oh, actually, maybe this isn't timed at all, because that thing's still up. That's surprising. The whims and whimsies of this game are something to behold, because most of the time they're the most meanest bastards when it comes to the puzzle design. But then every now and then they're like, we'll keep you on your toes. This one's for free. But yeah. I guess we'll just try dropping down.
Maybe there'll be something that requires,
paper?
Thin mummy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's... Hopefully we'll have enough time.
Because they do specifically give you a bunch of time here.
Right. It does indeed connect. No? It is vaguely possible. It's weird, right? The way this is structured, but like, it might be vaguely possible that we could get shocked, run all the way back here, unless the water stops us. Oh, that's what it's about. Okay, we figured it out, I think. So, the reason that stupid crate thing was there is stopping us from sidling over to there, dropping down, and then turning on the shock. Because the shock is infinite, right? We confirmed that. So it's not even like a time thing. So I think we're just meant to bring the shock all the way over there. Yep, so then we just,
Okay.
Yeah, so this is what that's for. Because yeah, the crates were just blocking our ability to get over to this side. And thankfully, because this doesn't appear to have a time limit, there's no rushing any of this section, so we can just wait. And there we go. And then when we go back up there, the fan will work and let us go to those other areas.
Yeah.
So we got it a little mixed up in terms of the order, but not a ton of time wasted on that. Definitely not compared to that.
It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, not compared to, like, that other mummy puzzle that we did. The one that required us to, like, go on that, thing and ride along for 500 years. That was definitely the worst I've seen in the game. Yeah, it's otherwise like Oblivion Bird was saying. It's probably that's just there so that you have any way to loop back, because otherwise you're just stuck. And I guess they put that there for people like us who didn't psychically figure out the solution on the first go. Whoa. What's the name of that silly weapon that the orcs get really hyped about in Return of the King? It's like Gron or something. That's what this reminds me of.
Understandable, and you mean Grand, right?
Yeah, Grond, that's it. Oh, this is new. Okay, what is this for? Doesn't seem to last very
Shadow
long.
Mummy.
Oh, it's to get past the spikes. Well, there's not going to be enough time for that. So may as well just wait.
So they just introduce a one-time brand new power here?
That's right. Now, how do I reactivate you?
From the front. I think.
And it sort of just happened when I walked in.
You have to go pull the lever again.
Of course you do. They had to do it to me. That's why they have this here.
Yeah, they're slightly gracious about it, at least.
Yeah, they certainly are. So I guess now I need to, just kind of thinking about this. I assume if I'm like the fucking shadow thing that the fan will work. Because otherwise, how would this puzzle work?
Yeah, it's the only way that makes sense.
Yeah. And then it's just a simple matter of crossing the gap, going over there, and I think the spikes will just be there, and I can just move on. They had to do Be Rude one last time there. We're making good progress, though. Like, based off of what I remember of seeing in the long play, like, we're getting there. So I'm feeling reasonably optimistic about this, like, getting done today and also not taking 500 years. Of course, though, they would still have to do more.
Yeah. Have to have at least one multi-mummy section because this is the exam.
Yep. Very important. I don't know what showing the big giant beam is supposed to tell me or help me in any way whatsoever. Was it like, do you like our big beam that we made?
It's obviously supposed to seem epic, right?
I guess.
I'll be back in a moment.
Okay. Looks like we're doing a puzzle. Probably the same puzzle they keep doing multiple times. Because we're locked in here, it looks like. Got one of those. Very good. Allegedly, something's supposed to happen as I stand on this. Exciting. So the question is, will this deactivate?
I'm
Surprisingly, no. Welcome back.
What in the world am I looking at?
Oh, you know, some like weird platforming puzzle that they're making me do. That I assume if I like fail it, they make me redo the whole thing or something.
Yeah, and there's some item in the middle.
Yeah, it's like the crown thing or whatever it is. It's the same shtick that they've been doing for a while. Get the MacGuffin.
Yeah, it looks like a syrup boat. I don't know what I'm saying.
Don't worry about it. This game alters the brain chemistry a bit.
Like, it looks like you would keep, like, liquid in it for pouring.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I got it on the first try. I have a lot of experience with the bad platforming in this game.
Yep.
Because, like, again, it's something I've not brought up in a while to people, but, like, the platforming in this game is a lot worse than it looks unless you're really paying attention, because all the movement in this game, when you stop and start, has, like, a ramp-up time for speed. So, like, it's not like a normal 3D platformer where you're always moving at a particular set speed. So it feels terrible to control.
Sonic is often like that as well, but in Sonic it makes any level of sense.
Well, I assume in those games they designed the game around it. They didn't do that here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it looks like we're done with the mummy.
More like it looks like the mummy is done.
Yeah?
He ain't gonna be in
friend?
Sphinx too.
We're just here now.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay, what items were those? Just the crown?
Those jewels and the crown. And yeah, so like the stolen jewel and the crown stuff. Thank goodness. Be warned, I sense your quest is nearing its conclusion. That's not a warning, that's like a great tiding. Oh, they're telling me there's a point of no return. I think I should probably
Take care of it before you visit Anubis.
I think I should probably go to Heliopolis and turn those gems in.
Yeah.
If nothing else, it might get me like another heart container.
We also were given 20 onyx scarabs, if that means anything to you. Hey, Dubious.
Hi, Dubious. It might mean something. I don't remember where this puts me in the game. I'm trying to remember where this is.
Well, you just have to not go to Anubis. That's the important thing.
Yeah, and you can't accidentally go there. You have to, like, explicitly teleport there with those warp pad things. Or you have to go through the entire dungeon to get there manually. Okay, this is fine. The scarabs, I think if you have enough of them, you can buy a heart container or something, like some form of like upgrades at like specific locations. I don't know if any of that would even be enough to like do anything of substance with. Let's see. I don't even know where I'm looking to see that information. Like my totals. Because it's somewhere in like this list. Oh, here it is. It's in ability items for some reason. Yeah, 190 of those. I don't know. Like, it's a bit of a weird number. It's probably not enough to do anything of note with. Yeah, it's looking like our prospects are very good here because the game's already telling us we're basically in last stretch. So at this point, it's really just like whatever little bits of stuff we can do that won't require us to do something annoying. And then we can go there. Or what's their deal? So it's just side quest stuff I already did. And this is the boat. See, I'm gonna just go to Heliopolis, turn that stuff in, see what that gets me. Hopefully Oblivion Bird. The thing is I don't remember where I even turn in those things to get heart pieces, unless you just mean the jewels. Oh, this is the wrong place. I think it's called Abydos or whatever. Yeah, I'm getting these names confused. Part of the problem part of the problem with this game is that they have names for stuff, but like everything looks so nondescript that it all just blurs in my mind.
Yeah.
Like, if I picture the name of a location and like what it's supposed to look like, they all just look like the same place. Yeah, this is where we're actually supposed to be. You meant the scarab? I'm a little doubtful about that, but I don't remember offhand like the exact person you go to for that. I think they might be like somewhere on like that shorefront, but there's like 4 of those shorefronts. Trying to look for the place to jump. There we go. You know, it only does it when it feels like it. This is like another one of these areas that's unnecessarily large. So it ends up like it's easy to get lost or just takes a while to get from place to place. Okay, here we go. And then this should be the museum. You know, the entrance to the museum, the tiny door.
Yeah. Standard museum stuff.
The tiny door with the big door. It's my favorite bit. I don't remember who it is I turned these into. I think it's this guy.
Oh, yes. Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Ahsoka Tano.
Mm-hmm.
The bird.
Yeah. You're giving me lore. I got a parasol. What? Some side quest crap? So, like, is this, like... what am I to take from this? What? Is this literally just gonna be trash for, like, stupid side quest garbage that I'm never gonna do? Okay, good. So I did get a heart container. Okay, so it was worth my time. Yeah. So that one's going to be useless, but it was still worth it because I did get another heart piece.
Right.
And yeah, that was what I was hoping to get out of it, so I'm happy with that. As we know with this game, when it comes to health, every little bit makes a difference. It's the wrong way.
So I guess we're gonna have to go to Bedouin camp.
Yeah, if I remember where that even is. It's on one of the shores. This is where we leave.
Well, remember, there was a shortcut through, like, a water tunnel.
Right. It's worth checking out, because again, health. Pretty useful. It's possible that the final boss could be a pushover in some way, or whatever. But it's better to be safe, especially if we can just go somewhere and get some shit to help.
Yeah.
So the game wants me to go right here. What do you do if you get soft locked in these games? You make sure you have a save that is before you get soft locked.
Yeah.
That's really the only answer I can give.
It's not a great answer, but what else can you do?
And this game also doesn't give you rolling saves. So you get one save per playthrough that you can use. It has room for 3 slots, but there's no rolling saves. It's again like Zelda.
Is there no copy data option? I thought.
Well, no, like if you're just talking about purely like memory card stuff, right?
Well, I'm talking about like copying from one slot to another.
I don't know.
I could have sworn.
Maybe. Either way, we're not soft locked. Don't worry about that. We know what we're doing. We're just basically trying to get whatever health we can get before we go into what is the final part of the game. Yeah, so like it was the area that was over there. Also, since there's a save point here and it's been a bit, let's actually do that. If nothing else, because it hasn't happened yet, but I have had GameCube games crash on me, so. Exciting times. The prospects of finishing Sphinx without the stream being like 5+ hours long is it's looking pretty good right now.
I just don't want to get my hopes too high because like we still have what is probably the final dungeon or whatever.
Yeah.
This had a mobile version.
Of course it did. Sphinx has to be on every platform. I think part of reason my hopes are a bit up is because when I looked at the long play, it's like I don't think there is really much of a final dungeon. Like it seems to just kind of just bring you to the boss is kind of the impression I got. These things again. Such a dumb sound. So So
Here we are, Bedouin Camp.
one of the NPCs. Might have been you. No, these are like the ones for like pouches and stuff, right? It's
Yeah.
one of them. That's like the archaeologist. We could talk to him. I don't know if there's anything to... No, just succeed in your quest. Oh, there you are. This is the one. Yeah, this thing, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Well, at least there's that.
So we got 2 extra heart containers. I don't think we can do another. But we can check.
It'd be funny if the game let you, even if it's not supposed to.
Right.
You know, sometimes things like that happen.
Yeah, sometimes. It doesn't really matter. Trying to think, like, what's like the closest. I guess this would be the closest, at least that I know of. Because we just want access to the creepy warp point dudes.
Yep.
And the closest one that I can think of is in this area, because you just like drop down the well into the sewers, and then you just go deeper in, and then there's one.
Mm-hmm.
And the other ones, I honestly don't remember where they are. So I'll go with the one that I remember.
Better the evil that you know.
Yes. It will take a little bit of extra walking, of course, but, you know, that's fine.
I think you gotta be closer to the bar.
Yeah, about that. I've done this many times. It's really just more of like, it's whatever the game feels like, to be honest. It's actually very funny because it's really easy to just do it on accident. Like when you don't want it to happen, the game will be like, oh, it's really easy to do. When you don't want it to, you know, happen.
That figures.
Yeah. Yeah, so just right down here.
What's that, girl? Sphinx fell down a well. Now that's a dated reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close the well. The best warp point. I'm sure they'll probably provide, like, some amount of saving, but I thought there might have been one nearby, but we'll see. They'll probably give us something. But if they don't, that's Sphinx. I don't see anything.
Okay, I was worried.
I thought the game almost crashed, yeah. I mean, we had saved, so it was like, whatever, it just would waste time.
Yeah, yeah, but...
This is so epic. Clearly, the next GameCube game after this should be the Scorpion King.
Obviously.
Because people are definitely not sick of seeing the Egyptian aesthetic.
Definitely not.
Jump into the lava.
You must jump into the lava.
What a sentence.
Activate the volcanic defense system to shield the Sphinx with my lava magma.
I was just my mind was still on that silly Grand looking thing earlier in the game, right? Like in this stream.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just thinking, like, I remember looking up the lore on Grand, and I'm like, is there anything to this? And it really, the lore was just like, no, they're really excited about it just because they enchanted it a bunch. They just want to see what it does. I found that very funny that it was just, yeah, no, they're just excited because they just want to use it. Nothing more to it.
Yeah, there really wasn't anything to it.
Save point. It's kind of funny because when you save here, it technically locks you in, right?
Right.
It's a little interesting. Not that I care, since we did everything within reason. Oh, okay. We got gimmicks. Yeah, they did show a cutscene of that, but so are we just doing this on like a delay? You know, it's not like it, I don't really quite understand this logic, because it's like, it's not killing me instantly, it's just taking a little smidgen of my health, right?
It's a stealth section.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, but I'm saying this with disdain.
Oh, yeah. I'm just not really sure what I'm stealthing here. Like, you feel me? It's like, what's the objective in terms of, like, hiding? This is all I see. I see is one rock. We got one rock to hide in, and the rest of it's opened.
I mean, there are other spots, but only if you were to, like, move forward faster.
Yeah, and it kind of feels like I'm not getting enough time to do that. What?
Maybe it'll zap the ground and... Nope.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Why
no.
can't Sphinx crawl?
Sphinx cannot crawl, only the mummy can crawl.
Yeah, that's the thing. So why can't Sphinx crawl?
Okay, so this isn't really stealth. This is like time attack. That's kind of
I wonder
more...
if you were supposed to, like, slam the ground where there's cracks and...
Maybe. We can try that next. Yeah, okay. Because I know I saw that there, but I kind of honestly thought the laser would do it. Like... You know, That's fine. I think that's funny enough that I'm okay with that.
Also, the laser just really comes out at random, huh? It seems like it's on
Yeah.
a global timer and not a per start timer.
Yeah, that's the impression I had.
They stay open too. Sheesh.
So was it more of a thing of I only have the one and the rest are all just pranks? Is that what we're doing?
Seems like it.
Sure. See, even if I like get a game
so
over,
goddamn stupid.
even if I get a game over here or whatever, like who cares? Like it's not like I accomplished anything.
Yeah, it's not like you're ever going to want to go back to your Sphinx save data if you beat the final boss either. You're never going to be like, man, I really want to go back and play some more Sphinx and get 100%.
Right. These look like they should be like broken or something, right? But I think they might be cosmetic.
They look that way, but yeah, I don't think you can do anything with them. Unless you had burbles.
Yeah. Really?
There's a save point there, too.
There is. And there's health. No. Not looking good. That was really tight. It's just almost not even a timer. I don't really even understand at all how this works.
I think if it can't see you, then it won't start the timer. Because, like, the timer started again immediately as soon as it could see you again.
Right. I'm not sure how much it actually matters, but I'm gonna just see. I can use it to hide, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's
it's
just...
It's not like you have a slim burble or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Although I suspect that if you did, you could probably break it, because it's that kind of crack.
Yeah. Oh, they do give you health here. Okay. They do give you captured beetles. I didn't see any of those guys, though, unless they're, like, in that little hole that we didn't break. It is possible. We have two of them.
I didn't see them either.
We do have two of these fellas. We could give it a go. The problem is that we don't have, like, time to do it.
Right.
So I don't know if that's gonna work. Alright.
Well, it's not a burble hole, that's for sure.
No. Oh, we can do it from here. We can do it from here. So this is probably actually like...
Okay.
Like, I don't know, like, if there's a... Yep. What I don't quite get, though, is, like, I didn't see anywhere to get them. Oh, down there. Oh, that's what they're doing. Okay. So there's probably some down there in that little side area. I didn't even see that.
Oh.
But I already had some spares, so we may not even need... What a weird game. Anyway, who likes standing around for a while for this to respawn? I do. Oh, not that bad. Shocking. They're probably gonna do something where it's like, use every idea we had. Just like with the mummy, but now it's with Sphinx. No, I think I'm just never gonna finish the game, so... I'm good. This has been going surprisingly smoothly. All things considered. That's cool, dude. But dude, have you like heard of these things called slim burbles? Maybe they'll like destroy you or something. I wish lava made me strong like that.
Yeah.
Whoa. The dithering there was at like maximum. Right, so we got like ads.
I also noticed.
Got like these weird little contraption fellas. We got fire. It's really just the usual shtick of like, okay, how do I damage the boss? That's always like the first big thing.
So what we've got here is we've got sectioned off parts of the arena that will probably be able to fall into lava because that's basically a standard perk of this kind of room.
Yep.
And we've got enemies.
Is it like going to be related to darts? If it were related to darts, then oh, we got these. Okay. Okay. Do I use these or no? He went over there. Is that something? Like
Looks
I go
like
and
he's
hit
vulnerable. Yeah.
Okay. So it's really just a lot of cycles and waiting around and not getting pushed into the lava by seemingly immortal ads? Seems to be the kind of what we're doing here. What even hit me there? What? There's like slightly redder ground. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, at least for this part, I think I get the stick. There might be like multi-phases to this. I'm obviously with how much damage I've taken, I'm not expecting to get this on the first go. It's really just about learning what I'm even doing here.
It's weird because this boss fight doesn't feel like something from this game. It actually has some sense of design to it, and like,
yeah,
this
right.
almost feels like something you would fight in a bad Sonic game. Like it would be not the worst part of the game, but like it just feels like it has the energy of being in a bad Sonic game.
Right. You would definitely know a lot better than me on that. That's what these are for, so they changed it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's all good research. To get even this far in the first attempt is probably due to the fact that I... What? That was awkward. Due to the fact that I have this much health
His
anyway.
arms wide.
I get that reference. I mean, it's possible there's a way to kill those mechanical things to get health, but, like, I genuinely don't know how. It just seemed like it was a non-starter. I would assume that they're just there to get in the way to try and knock me in the lava or just deal extra damage in general.
I would have been very surprised if he'd just gone down at this point. It is
Honestly,
the last boss after all.
Yeah.
Like, that's another thing. This would be a cool boss fight in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
This is not a cool last boss.
Certainly not.
Yeah.
Looks like it's out of ideas. Yeah, that's figures. I'm not really bothered by that. Oh, apparently that thing could fall in the lava. Very good. Learned a lot from that. Honestly, I would have taken far less damage if I just didn't try to fight the mechanical things. And, like, you know, if there's a way to kill them, that's great. But, like, it doesn't seem possible. So... Of course, one of the pain points of any of these boss fights is the unskippable cutscenes, but, you know. It also wouldn't surprise me if there's, like, 2 phases to this or something. And sometimes games do, like, there's another boss after this one.
It's possible.
Thanks for the follow earlier. Why'd they let me pause there? I'm just mashing buttons.
Well, they wouldn't want you to miss the important cutscene stuff.
Yeah, I'm still impressed by how dithered that is. This is, like, one part I'm a little unclear on for, like, okay, how do I avoid damage? I guess I just kind of not get in a cycle. The fire? It's a bit of an odd one. Okay, it looks like I can just do that.
Oh, you can just go around those.
Honestly, I was expecting it to be an invisible barrier.
Same.
So that's actually good intel.
Like, if you interpret this as, like, a Sonic boss fight, there would not be invisible barriers, but, like, a game like this, I totally expect it.
Oh yeah, like, almost exclusively this game has nothing but invisible barriers to everything. That's, like, the main design ethos, so I'm a little shocked that that even worked. It's kind of why I didn't even try until that point. I think this game's trying to be a lot of things. And that's basically all I have to say on that. Really? Alright, I was a little rude, but alright. Come on. I don't even know how that made sense. What are we doing here? Okay, going that way. Oh yeah, the stuff's still on the ground. They don't exactly make that the easiest to see. Oh man, I'm getting slaughtered. That fire seems to be the worst thing.
Yeah, its hitbox feels so arbitrary, right?
Yep, it's very hard to even see what I'm looking at. That doesn't kill me. Or does it? Did it reset like the boss? I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. Doesn't look like it. Actually, maybe it did, because this is what it opens with, right? Sometimes it just changes the cycles, though. I don't know. Unclear.
Yeah, it's really unclear.
It does really feel like with
whenever
this...
you're near that...
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you're near that contraption, it just sounds like somebody's clicking away rapidly.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I can see that. You're making a good point with that. So that's what makes those, okay. I didn't even know what caused those to appear, to be honest, so it's good to know. They're really hard to see, though. That's like my big complaint. Oh, we're getting somewhere. So I guess that didn't reset the boss? So that's good to know. There might be another phase to this, though, so like...
Possible.
Are the Sunblade things killable? I couldn't really figure it out, and anytime I tried to, I just took damage, so I just gave up on them. It is not his destiny to be destroyed. I mean, yeah, that's just general Egyptian stuff. Yeah. So I don't think...
Dark, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's just normal stuff, so we might actually be done.
This will restore balance to the godly kingdom. And now Osiris is here, I guess.
I think we're done. Unless they're doing some gotcha moment, but... This looks like the ending. This is the thing about the GameCube challenge, is like... A fair number of these games, it's genuinely hard to know when you're actually done. So I'm usually sitting here like, okay, is it actually done, though?
Yeah.
So a lot of the times when I'm doing these...
Tutankhamun...
Yeah?
I feel like Tutankhamun is just here like, huh? What the hell's going on?
Right? No kidding. Yeah, I think they might have gave his name at the very beginning of the game, but from my timeline, that was like 2 months ago. So...
I remember seeing his name mentioned, but not like directly attributed to him.
Yeah. More dangerous adventures will come in the future for both of you. Really? I don't know about that. This last one is cursed, and it is in fact going to bring about a greater evil. You now must fight the mummy. Wow.
The mummy doesn't even get closure.
That's certainly cruel. Give me a credits. Oh. Oh, thank God. Oh. Now I can celebrate. Oh, how I long to see you. Credits. And it was about what I had hoped. It ended in about 2 hours. I hate this game so much. I don't think by principle this is the worst game I've done in the challenge, because this game was still functional, and like a game like Turok Evolution was not functional. Because like what I ended up having to do with that game is I ended up having to cheat so I could have ammo, because like the game basically soft locks you and like is functionally impossible to beat normally. So like I think Turok Evolution still like probably might take the #1 slot, just because it's like, yo, this game cannot be beaten normally, like unless you're doing absolute absurd stuff that you should never do in a game.
Right.
So at least this game like works. It just works very, very poorly. And I don't think the game like ever crashed or anything like that. So you know, that's something. I'm just relieved to have this game done, because like this game is like stream poison. It's very rough to watch in general, and I appreciate those of you who've like, you know, stuck around to watch this. And of course you, Sarah, for being here for like about half of it.
Yeah.
Which is definitely a lot, and it's very appreciated.
Yeah, I'm glad I could help you get through this.
Yeah, because probably what would have ended up happening is I probably would have just shelved the game, because I would have just been too frustrated with it, and I would have just done that. And I would have just saved it for like some other time in the future. But yeah, if this is like your favorite game or something, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you got damaged as a child and was gaslight, like you got gaslit into thinking this was like a great game or something. I promise you, those 3D Zelda games are a lot better than this. You'll have a lot better time with those games than you would this one. Yeah, as far as I know, I've said it before, as far as I've known from research, I don't think there's another game in the challenge like this. Because, like, making these games is really expensive and really hard, so most people won't even try. Like, the closest I could think of is the Hobbit game, but the Hobbit game, people tell me, isn't even like Zelda. And I think it's mostly linear. So, like, it's, kind of its own thing. Why can't I hear the Ko-fi alert? Oh, that's why I can't hear the Ko-fi alert. Because it's not enabled on this thing. My bad. But thank you, Soryu Hime, for donating 20. Yeah, I had it accidentally turned off. My bad. But thank you a lot for the support. And if anybody else donated and I missed it, I greatly apologize. But I don't think I missed any. Oh yeah, when it comes to like testers and stuff, a lot of really rotten games I've played for the challenge have had like a whole army of testers. I'm sure, like, you know, as Sarah's in game development, I'm sure she can attest to just the fact of like, you can have people who do their jobs as a tester and do all that really well, but it doesn't mean that like they will implement the fixes. You know? Like,
and a lot of fixes will be basically considered as waivable. Like, we don't need to fix this, we need to get this game out. Here's the things that are mandatory, and here's the things that are not.
Yeah, yeah. So it's really all about, like, what they choose to prioritize and care about. My understanding is, like, almost as a pretty solid rule is, like, testers do their job. This is like a stupid trailer, something. I don't think I've ever seen this.
And they're very important.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I've ever seen this video before, because you have to stay on the screen for quite a while. Usually just promo stuff, like we're trying to sell the game.
Yeah, this is probably like the announcement trailer or something.
I saw the mouse cursor in one of those shots. It was over on the far right. It was only for one shot.
Very good.
Remember all these things you did? Wow. I appreciate the really fast cuts of all the gameplay so that you don't have to, like, get the impression you're going to be doing any of this for any length of time. It's like, oh, it's all these variety non-stop.
Yeah.
And that's the Mummy. You do this at the beginning of the game. And you play the Mummy with all the normal gameplay. I don't know if you saw this at all. But
nope.
then you do this, and then he turns into the Mummy, like, much later. They kind of just recap all of that. What a glorious... They really are just showing most of the game here. And no voice acting in this either. That is really interesting. Relive your favorite moments. Finally available in the Platinum Edition. If for some reason anyone has a sick, twisted idea of playing this game and trying it for themselves, I would play the re-releases that have like 3-4 times the movement speed and probably like checkpoints and autosaves. Because obviously this game would be a lot more palpable if you did that.
Yeah.
I still don't think it would be good or fun, but it would definitely like be a much shorter game. Anyway, as far as the VOD's concerned, anyway, that's the video game. I don't have anything new to say about it that I haven't said many hours in the playthrough. So, thanks for coming on for this, Sarah. I'm sure that you will reappear in the GameCube challenge at some point.
Sphinx.
Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy.